Here we go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm stepping in. Amir has gone on paternity leave. His wife went into labor, so yes, I am stepping in sort of last minute.
Reminds me, there was a company, Coupi VIP, from Oscar Hartmann, and Klaus Hommels was negotiating with him the deal, and he said, I can't do signing tomorrow. I'm signing tomorrow already. I'm getting married.
Oh, right.
So they did sign the deal, I think, on the day of the wedding, and he canceled the honeymoon
Oh, gosh.
to work the deal. But anyway, OakNorth.
Yes.
I think you have just done a quite nice financing round, I remember.
I mean, so not that recently. It was
No,
in February, a $440 million round led by SoftBank's Vision Fund.
Pretty much exactly the same amount the previous speaker, Klarner, one
Yes.
before was raising. So what products you're offering? This is substantial capital you're raising. Do you put the
Sure.
capital to work somehow? Do you need so much?
Well, first, can I get a show of hands of who's actually heard of OakNorth before? Because we're not a B2C company. Okay, great. So OakNorth was founded by two entrepreneurs, Rishi Khosla and Joel Perlman. And it was really founded because in trying to scale their previous business, they'd been looking for debt finance, and none of the banks were willing to offer a loan to them unless they could provide property as security. This was in 2006, so before the days of the funding circles, the iWalkers, the Cabbages, lending clubs, etc. So you really had only one option, which was to go to a bank. And unfortunately, they were unable to get the loan, despite the fact that they were a profitable business, that they had very good cash flow and a great list of retained clients. So when they exited that business in 2014, after they'd scaled it to 3,000 people and sold it to Moody's Corporation, they then set out to try and fix this problem and redefine lower mid-market lending to businesses globally. So that's really where OakNorth has come in. We've kind of tried to tackle this problem with a two-pronged approach. So one is, it's with a platform, predominantly doing credit analysis and monitoring of lower mid-market loans, so loans in the $500,000 up to about $25 million US dollar space. And then using that platform to prove the proposition here in the UK, which is obviously a highly competitive, highly regulated market, and do our own balance sheet lending via OakNorth Bank. So we got a banking license in March 2015 and launched in September 2015. And to date, the bank has lent £4 billion to several hundred UK businesses. And then outside of the UK, we licensed the platform that has helped OakNorth Bank to be so successful in the UK. We license that to other banks and lenders so that they can do lending in their markets more effectively.
You're amazing. You answer so many questions at once. Wow. What's the interest rate, the average?
So, I mean, it really varies. We don't take a sort of off-the-shelf product and say this is what the interest rate is going to be. Obviously, our cost of funding is quite a bit higher than, let's say, a big five bank. The reason being that obviously we, as having a banking license, means we can take deposits from individuals and businesses who save with us. We offer them a rate, and then we lend out those deposits, and the interest rate is what we get. The margin is where we make our money. For the big five banks, their cost of funding is very low. I mean, they're typically paying 0.05% for a 12-month fixed bond. We'll probably offer 2% or around that. So,
although I hear SoftBank has quite good access to capital.
Yes, they do. So with the loans, I mean, where a big five bank would be in the low single figures and a debt fund would be in the low teens, we're sort of in the middle.
Like mezzanine, high yield.
Exactly, we're sort of in the middle. So.
And what type? I mean, we have so many companies who are interested in capital, and when they're profitable and they just want to take some money out of the table. You say, guys, don't do equity, do debt. You don't dilute yourself. Your company pays for it. What type of customers are you looking for? You said from £500,000 to £25 million.
Yeah, that's the loan amount. So I think exactly to your point, when you're a startup, really your only option before you've proven your proposition is to go for equity finance, right?
Well, we have actually, there are like 5 companies, 5 lenders, and they're consistently coming to every NOAH. On the equity side, we have 500 regular attending firms or funds. And on the debt side, you're right. And it's mind-boggling. We have Handelsbank there who are providing in the German market debt
Yeah.
financing, but it's strange. There are actually not so many debt funds around. So you are serving also the digital economy.
So I think, I mean, at the lower end of the market, on the debt side, there's actually also quite a diverse market, right? I mean, you can do debt crowdfunding, you can do equity crowdfunding, you can do peer-to-peer lending. There's angel investors. There's obviously schemes like SEIS and EIS. So there's a lot of sort of government
I think we're
schemes.
looking to keep the interest rate below 12% to start with.
But we're in that next stage, that, as you say, the sort of the scale-ups, the profitable businesses, where they can afford to take a loan that starts at £500,000. I mean, we've gone up to, 50, 55 million pounds.
And you only provide debt in the UK market or also in other markets?
Correct, because unlike, let's say, a Monzo or a Revolut or an N26, we're not trying to scale our proposition by becoming a global bank. And trying to get banking licenses in multiple markets. We feel the most effective way to scale our proposition and to tackle this problem of SME lending globally as quickly as we can is to license our platform to other banks. In the UK, we have a banking license here. We'll continue to lend here. But then outside of the UK, we're scaling by helping partner banks do SME lending more effectively in their own markets, rather than trying to sort of compete
knowing
with them.
some of the banks, and I live in Switzerland, so I have a lot to do with banks, I would be highly surprised if they would license UK technology from a startup. Isn't there a bit of ego to fight against?
No,
or you see good conversion? Are they so desperate now, the old banks, that they're willing to license technology in from a competitor or peer in another market?
I mean, I think you're seeing partnerships between banks and fintechs.
Deutsche Bank is having deposit solutions on the platform, and Raisin and others. So there's already
lots of partnerships,
you have to, right?
exactly, globally. And I think actually it's just a question of, is it going to be more cost effective for us to try and build this completely from scratch internally, especially because banks, they do find it more difficult to attract the tech talent and the very specific tech talent, the AI talent, et cetera, that you would need to build a proposition like this internally versus spending the money on having a partner who will continue to, that will be their pure focus, right? That's our main focus is on improving the platform. And then by being users of the platform ourselves as a fully licensed bank in the UK, we can continue to iterate and develop on it. And we're now licensing the platform to a dozen banks globally. NIBC Bank in Holland is one of the banks. We've recently signed a 5-year commercial agreement with them. So, I mean, we have partner banks now that range from, very new startup banks like OakNorth that are less than, a decade old, all the way through to some of the largest banks globally.
Yeah, well, you're a little bit older than 4 years, and
Yes.
you got to a 2.8 billion valuation in that short period of time. If I would be your investor, I would say if the UK market is already delivering you so much, and in February probably your international licensing business wasn't as big as now, wouldn't they push you to do Germany or France yourself?
As a bank?
Yeah.
You mean? I mean, I think, fortunately our investors are very much bought into the vision and they agree that this is the most effective way to scale the proposition. One thing that I think is worth mentioning is that obviously you have, especially now, so many fintechs that are raising very big rounds, 9-figure rounds at very large valuations. And obviously we've seen a lot of turmoil in terms of IPOs and big tech companies this year. OakNorth is profitable, right? So we reached cash flow break even in 11 months, and we increased profits 220% last year, making almost $40 million profit. So pretty novel for a fintech unicorn to make money, as I'm sure.
Do the startups you fund need to be profitable, or are you also looking at non-cash?
Scale-up, so they are profitable.
You do non-cash for a while, and then there's a...
I mean, if you can afford to borrow a loan of £500,000, then typically the businesses have, turnover of 2 million plus, EBITDA positive.
So they should be profitable.
Yeah, that's the area that we're focusing on, because going back to the reason why OakNorth was founded, with Rishi and Joel, our founders, their experience was that as a profitable business, it was very difficult to obtain debt finance because it's a very rigid process. It hasn't changed in several decades. If you don't have property to secure the loan against, then no one's willing to lend to you.
How do you do the credit rating, or how do you analyze the companies?
So that's the platform. So the OakNorth platform that we license out, and it's a combination of things. So obviously the credit analysis that we do internally based on the loans that we've written, and then sourcing data from third parties. How the platform works is that it sources all of the data needed to pull together a credit paper, which is the 30 to 40 page document that the credit committee will use to make an informed lending decision. It sources all that data and then pulls it together into that credit memo so that the people making the decision on the loan have all the access to the information they need, but it doesn't tell them yes or no on the loan. It just gives them all the information they need.
If you look at our program and see the lending platforms, how are we doing? Do we have the most important players? Some are missing, I think, but it's not that bad, no?
No, I think it's a great lineup. I mean, the whole agenda has been fantastic. Every prominent European fintech and some American and some Asian fintechs. So yeah, it's great.
If you come to Berlin, I think we can give you some nice German banks who will hopefully license your technology.
Great.
This was an amazing chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wish you all the best. And yeah, we need to buy a baby present, I guess. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Amazing how profitable also so
Thank
fast.
you.